Good evening, junkies. Welcome to EminiJunkie.com, your trading mentor's free trading video for Thursday, September 1st, 2011. Today we had a total of 12 executable trade signals for a max potential of 43 ES ticks. This video is for educational purposes only, is intended to highlight our high probability trade setups and give you a feel for the quantity of trades taken each trading day using this approach. A full trading plan and daily live trading room can be accessed via our website at EminiJunkie.com. Okay, we opened up this morning and we were right in the middle of a range from the overnight session, and we were wedging in on a longer term chart right around 1217.50, right in between the two previous days closes and the previous day's open. So the market was confused, and it was looking like it was going to be a day of chop back and forth, and it did not disappoint. We did have quite a bit of chop around that wedge, but with the news, we had a push to the outside, then we broke back in and ultimately broke down at the end of the day. So I encourage you to take a look at a longer term chart, see if you can draw in that wedge. But our first signal did not happen until the news announcement, and on that there was a quick move to the upside. It just provided an extension entry. The chances of you actually getting this is very fast move. You had to basically, on the move, on the pullback and the pause, just basically jump on. But that did provide a signal entry, and there was a 16 tick move to the upside. Then the market pushed higher, and on this particular charting platform, the moving average here that I'm showing you did not quite hang with the market. We actually use a couple of different data feeds, and our other moving averages set up the market, and where we would normally not take a signal until we're through the moving average for about the next 2 or 3 trades here, this moving average is off, and it finally recalibrates a little later in the morning. But there was a signal to the downside right around 10:06. First contract was taken off, did not get to follow through to the downside on that particular one, T1-2. There was another push above. It was not a valid signal, but then as it came back down through the moving average the next time, it did produce a signal and a target entry, targets 1 and targets 2 for 9 ticks, as we pushed back down and continued to sell off all the way back down to the daily pivot in the open. A little bit of a bounce there, came back and retested the edge of that wedge, actually gave a signal long entry, another T1-2 stop out on that move to the upside. As we came back through the moving average, there was a signal to get short. That did produce targets 1 and targets 2 to the downside. That happened right at 10:30. And we basically were right back where we started, right in the middle of this range. There was room for the market to move to the downside, and this is where it started getting a little dicey. As we moved right back to where we started, it was a lot of back and forth price action, and you can see when you're in this tight range, this back and forth across the moving average, as the market was consolidating here for a minute right around that 10:45 to 11 o'clock time frame, we ended up with 1, 2, 3 full stop outs. So 3 full stop outs. So that is a lot to take on. Now, luckily there was a couple of trades in the morning, but then the day did get better after the market decided to start moving again, and ultimately broke down that wedge formation. There was a signal entry to the downside just after 11 o'clock, targets 1 and targets 2 for 17 ticks, came back across the moving average for a signal long just before the lunchtime dead zone, targets 1 and targets 2 for 15 ticks to the upside. Some more chop during the lunchtime dead zone. Now, we don't initiate any new trades in there, so we avoided being chopped up during the dead zone, but after the lunchtime dead zone we are ready to resume our trading, and initially there was a nice signal short, targets 1 and targets 2 to the downside for 14 ticks, and just before we went into the end of the day, right at the 2:30 reversal time, we came back to our moving average, targets 1 and targets 2 for 9 ticks. So an extremely active day. We had that violent move with the news to the upside, broke outside of our wedge, came back down, retested that wedge, looked like it was going to bounce off it, but then fell back within. Once it did, it tested it from the inside. Few opportunities for some trades there, but then it moved into a period of chop as the wedge consolidated. It wasn't until it ultimately broke out, coming out of the lunchtime dead zone, that there was a couple other opportunities. So Very busy day, 3 full stop outs mixed in there towards mid-morning as we were consolidating in that wedge, but ultimately ended up with 12 trades for 43 ES ticks. I want to thank you for watching. For more details on this plan, including all the chart setups, or to join our live trading room and video newsletter, please visit EminiJunkie.com or just simply click the link at the top of the screen. Thanks, and make it a great day.